Hey everyone. I was the other day I was playing my game with my group and we were playing Savage Worlds and one of the players said, "I'm not going to do anything this round. I'm just going to sit there." And everybody at the table, a virtual table, kind of looked at him and went, "Well, what about a test? What about support? Hey, we're getting killed here. How about aiming for a round and coming back stronger next time?" So it made me think, we should talk about some of the rules of the game that players sometimes forget about or sometimes didn't even know and can really enhance their play. So let's do that.
It's a savage world. Strangers a weird war. It's a savage world. Classics to explore. It's a
Hey everybody, I'm Carl with Tabletop Tango, and if you like what you see, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Not looking to be famous, but hey, it'd be cool to have it. So what do we want to talk about today? So I wanted to talk about some of the rules in Savage Worlds that players might forget, might not know exist, or just, kind of aren't optimized in how they're using them. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. First, obviously, is test and support. That's something all the players should know. They do know it, but they forget to use it sometimes. You're going against a big bad. People are having a hard time getting past his parry or getting past his toughness, and it's a test or a support roll could really make the difference for your tank out there. If you could get that +1, it really would help. Or if the foe is at a -2, it really would be important. Players should remember to do that because that's part of what makes the game fun. Is I do something crazy as part of a test using a skill that I have, somehow figuring it out, and then that turns the tide of the battle. So test and support, that's the first one. Second is cover and being prone. How many times do your players just walk around out in the middle of the combat shooting at each other and wonder why they're getting hit with that target number of 4? Come on, guys, cover is your friends. You should always be taking advantage of cover. Even if you're out in the open, as long as people are 3 inches away, you can dive down prone and get that cover bonus for being prone with somebody far away. Take that shot then. Cover, you got to take advantage of it. You have to really use it to not just get shot all the time. Next one is take advantage of multiple actions. I think a lot of players, they come in from an action economy where I do my thing, I move, I do my thing. With Savage Worlds, obviously, we can have up to 3 actions. Yes, you get a penalty, but if you think about it, if you've got higher die types like D8, D10, if you can put together some, positive bonuses like a wild attack or something like that, you can start negating some of those. And there's edges that help with that, as far as marksman and things like that, that really help you get rid of some of those penalties. And even with a higher die, those penalties don't have as much of an impact on you. Do multiple actions. Do take advantage of that rule and bring it to the enemy. Don't sit back and trade tit for tat. Take it to them. Hit them hard. Do those multiple actions. Make it hurt. Another one people forget all the time is Bennies are more than just for soak rolls and re-rolling trait rolls. Bennies can also be used for getting a new action card, which can be really a big deal if you have to go early in the round, you have something that's really important that you pull off. Maybe spending a Benny to get that new card is the way to go. Another one is you can influence the story. You can change the narrative by playing a Benny. There's limits, of course. The Game Master is not going to let you change the entire story, but little things could really make a difference. Hey, I'm in the middle of a machine shop. Is there a 3D printer? Because I need to print something to help us out against the zombie horde coming. Maybe there wouldn't be normally something there, but throw that Benny and see if the Game Master says, yeah, absolutely, there's a 3D printer there. I don't always require players to do that sort of thing anyway. If you're in a bar and you say, hey, I need to grab a bottle off the table so I can smash a guy in the head, there's probably a bottle of beer on top of a table or a bottle of wine somewhere. Sure, absolutely. But if you're trying to do something that's a little unusual, or you want to change the narrative beyond just, hey, is this thing there? Take advantage of that. You can do that with a Benny. Don't forget that. Shields are a big deal. They give you both a parry bonus and or they give you cover bonus. And you can take advantage of that in a lot of different areas. Players who are in fantasy campaigns, they kind of get used to, yeah, I have a shield in my sword, and I can use the shield for improving my parry, and then I can get behind it for a cover bonus. They're used to that. But if you're playing a modern game, there's things like riot shields. Come on, take advantage of that. If you're going, headlong into the bad guys' hangout, grab a shield, bring it with you. It's going to give you some benefits, some advantages that will help you, as you're spraying bullets. Like I said, covers your friend. So take advantage of shields in your game. Wild attack, that's one that most people know. So take advantage of wild attack. It gives you those bonuses. You stack those with other things where, let's say, you're doing multi-action, where you get that -2 penalty. A wild attack gives you that +2. Great for if you really want to take somebody out, and you feel like you can take them out before they can come back. Because remember, wild attacks have that disadvantage as well. Why not? I'm going to have 2 hits on them, rolling at straight roll. Maybe I get lucky, I get some hits, I do some damage, I take a couple of the mooks out, and they never even get a chance to hit me. So why not? Why not do it? When you are a shooter, called shots are your friend. Especially if you are going against a heavily armored opponent, you can take advantage of called shots. Go ahead, do a called shot to the head. Yeah, it's at -4, but if the guy's got a toughness that is going to be really hard to get past, maybe it's better just to take that shot. If that guy's got armor and it's big armor and your armor piercing's not going to hit it, maybe it's a good time to go for a shot in the arm to take out his weapon. Maybe it's a good time to shoot him in the head. Look at those penalties and how they add up, and it might be the right thing to do. Plus, it also adds some really fun game things, as it's like, yeah, I want to take and shoot that guy right through that one little spot in his armor that I saw with the notice roll, or, better yet, I threw Benny to have some narrative control, and yeah, there is a little kink in the armor. Can I take advantage of it? Call shots. Learn them, use them. As I mentioned previously in the intro, players forget about aiming. If you're not going to do anything this round, you can aim. And as long as you take advantage of that as your first action the next turn, you can get rid of some penalties that are going to hit you. So you can ignore up to 4 of range, covered, called shots. What did I just say? Called shots are cool. So if you can get rid of some of those penalties for called shots, now you're getting rid of armor. Now you're hitting them hard, getting a bonus for damage. All those things. It's a great thing. And if you're not doing anything anyway, what's it hurt? Might as well aim. The battle's going bad for you, and you're getting out of there. Maybe the best thing's not to take a hit the foe, and then walk away and give them a chance to hit you back. Maybe it's better to use defend. People forget about defend all the time. That gives you that +4 on parry while you're backing away, and that can make the difference between being hit and not. If you're aggressive, sure, hit them and see if you can kill them before you get out of combat. But defend can be really useful in those situations. One thing that I think I forget about, and everybody tends to forget about, at least at my table, maybe not at your table, armor can stack. So, you have people running around with armor and forgetting that they could, right out of the book, it even says, for example, you could wear a chain shirt beneath a plate mail. And what you get is half the value of it rounded down. So that extra point or 2 of armor that you get by stacking those pieces can make a big difference. And if you can do it, why not? Obviously, certain things can't be stacked, but why can't you wear, some Kevlar vest under a flak jacket? Maybe you can, up to your game master, but why not? That can make a big difference in your gameplay. Then the last, maybe it's not last. Let me look. Oh, I got more. So another thing is jokers. People think jokers are just let me go first in a round. Jokers let you go anytime. And so if you look at it, you can go anytime in your round, including interrupting another action. So you can take advantage of that and say, I'm not going to use my joker until that bad guy sticks his head around the corner, and then I'm going to interrupt his action, and then I'm going to take him out. It's not just going first. And it's not just the equivalent of you know, well, you get the +2, so that's great. But it's not just the equivalent of I get a ace, and so now I can go on hold and wait for other things. It's got power. Learn to use it. When you're on hold, you can interrupt an action. I think sometimes players forget and they think that on hold lets me be the next one to go. So this character's done. Oh, I was on hold. Now it's my turn to go. They forget that you can interrupt an action. And what that means is, the guy makes his move. He's going to shoot and he's going to keep moving. You can interrupt that move so that he's in the clear. You can take a shot or you can hit him before he can move away. That's something that you got to think about. And when I play a game, I think about that a lot. I was in playing a superhero character, and it was a big deal for me to interrupt actions. I had a great athletics because I was always, just as the bad guy was about to do something, I was interrupting actions when I was on hold to try to, foil what they were trying to do, and it really pissed people off, as far as the bad guys go. So let's not forget about our powers players, the casters out there, the folks who are arcane backgrounds. Remember, casters, you can short your power points. So you can cast a spell for fewer points at a minus penalty. So -1 penalty to the roll for every power point the character decreases. That can be a huge swing when you're running low and you want to do a bunch of actions and you're like, oh, I'm going to just use up all my power points and there's nothing I can do. I'll be done. No, you can take advantage of that. And yes, there's a penalty, but if you got a high die, you're looking at D8, D10, a -1, -2, maybe take that chance, right? And we'll see what things are go. And then the other thing is, and I don't think casters forget about this a lot, but don't forget your power modifiers. There's some really cool things like lingering damage and fatigue. Those can really turn the tide of battle. They cost some points, but adding them in kind of gives you almost like it was a second attack, because now you've got fatigue you added at the same time you cause some damage or whatever, and that provides some additional benefit. So some cool things that a caster can do. So that was a lot. Those were just ones I was thinking of. There's probably other things. Maybe at your table, these rules everybody remembers, but these were things that I was thinking about that sometimes people have forgotten. I've even forgotten when I'm playing, and so things to remember. So anyway, there was a bunch of them. I forget the number, but anyway, if you like what you saw, like, subscribe. I love putting out this content, and we'll keep doing it. And help your players be the best Savage World player they can be by reminding them of some of the cool things. And if they spend a Benny to do something cool, to change the narrative a little bit, let them. Why not? So anyway, I'm Carl with Tabletop Tango, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.
It's a savage world, strangers a weird war. It's a savage world, classics to